before our engagement with WRP, I guess the approach to sales was quite chaotic. I remember one of our kind of senior team, who was not a salesperson, was more on the operations team, describing it as being a little bit like jumping out of an airplane and kind of free falling, right? And that was in part due to my own personality. I'm quite confident. I'm quite happy with uncertainty and with everything that comes with that. But I did recognize that I was becoming the blockage. And the team was much keener to have a kind of structured approach where we could have a pipeline, where we could measure, where we could be much more certain around projecting which partnerships would launch, when they would launch, how much revenue they would generate. And this was also important for our investors. Once you've broken the sales pipeline down into individual steps, you could then track exactly where partnerships were in each stage of that kind of sales process. And one of the things that surprised me was that you could pretty accurately determine how likely it was that a partnership would go live and be successful, depending upon how long it spent at each of those critical steps in the sales pipeline. And so, part of what we were doing was that shift from a kind of quite chaotic sales-led model to being one much more focused on kind of process and being able to kind of predict and codify the outcomes. And that was a large part of what WRP helped us to achieve.